it's another side that like wants to take more, wants to go that one more round, because like going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
Welcome to another episode of One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. Boy, I said that really fast. If anyone's listening to this on their 1.5 speed, that's going to be really bad.
You should do it like you're a morning radio guy. Like, welcome to One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. It's 10 minutes to 9 right now. Or whatever.
We got Mr. Jared, who's the professional radio voice. Jared, who's co-starred with me. Now, Jared, he is the host of the 25th Century Podcast in the Future. Check out his podcast. It's Hyper Podcasting in the 23rd Century. That's what it's called. No, I got it. It's I'm a hyper who podcasts at the age of 25. Okay, so check out his podcast, folks. He's great. We love him. He's got that really deep, I'm Jared. I talk to celebrities who hawk their wares on the TV. Okay.
Their wares.
All right. I'm excited, guys. So this is a great scene. We are basically dealing with some big stuff today. I think we're going to be able to get through it because we have no Frank Stallone. We don't have any emails to really debate or talk about. Just have one little email, but we don't have any big concepts to debate. It's just trivia, email, and we're good to go. So why don't we do the email first, and then we'll go into our trivia.
We have one from Michael from Screen Nerds. A question about episode 6. Hey, y'all, I have a question for you after listening to episode 6. At the end of the training sequence in the hotel, we finish up with Rocky and the sparring partner. Time is called for the session to end. Rocky gives an encouraging word to the sparring partner, and then the focus is on Mickey and Rocky having that heart-to-heart. But as the camera pans out to have a wide shot of the ring, we see the sparring partner in the opposite corner with his head on the turnbuckle, just resting there with his back to them. My question, both in the Rocky universe and for filming purposes, is why do you think he was still in the ring? I never really thought about it until watching that scene again. Thanks, and keep up the great work, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Again, what's this podcast? On this show, we want to make sure we plug podcasts properly. So what is the name of his podcast, Katie?
Screen Nerds.
Thank you. See, that's an easy one.
It can be found on anywhere you get your podcasts.
See, Jared, I'm all about making sure I plug the proper name. Okay, so that's a great question. I actually brought up the scene right here with the gentleman sparring partner who it does look like sorry, I should explain it. So just people who are listening who aren't seeing us on YouTube. So the boxer, the sparring partner, he's got his hands down, his head down. He's leaned up against the ropes. I think he's just chilling, contemplating. He just sparred with the boxing champion of the world. It's a pretty good gig. He's just chilling. He's just relaxed. He likes working with Rocky. I think he's in good spirits. I think this is a sparring partner that's really happy to be there.
It's a couple practical reasons, too. You do have an option of just having a close shot the whole time when Rocky and Mickey talk, and then it doesn't matter where the sparring partner is. But then if you have the option to pan out, I think it's cool because you can see how empty that place is and how it's just more or less the two of them. And you see the lights are off, and it's a real contrast from before where it's a more intimate moment versus the zoo that was going on earlier in the day. I think for the sparring partner, if you have the wide shot, it would be weird to have him walking away. Him walking away is almost like distraction. It's just plausible that he's there to catch his breath and to just recuperate. Also, it is possible that, I can't remember the scene, how it ends, but it could just be between rounds too. You could spar with him later on too, as well.
I think they do leave.
Yeah, okay.
They're right here. It's either, Rocky's getting out.
Shit.
Yeah, it's okay.
That theory's out. It's just practical. It's just weird to have him go away. And they wanted the wide shot. So just keep him in place. It isn't too weird that he's in place.
Or maybe it's bad luck to leave, or bad courtesy to leave before the champion. Maybe he waits for him to leave. And then
that's a good theory. I can believe something like that.
Yeah.
would exist.
Katie,
all,
what are your
all
thoughts?
plausible. I agree with both of you. From the filming perspective, the practicality, that's a huge deal to be a sparring partner for Rocky Balboa. So he's just taking it all in.
It'd be an honor to spar with the champ. And you know what, Ryan? I wouldn't take any cheap shots neither. I'd be a real good sparring partner.
Yeah, that's what the Mickey requires of all the sparring partners. Rocky told Mickey to tell them, make sure they don't take no cheap shots.
Hey, you can't take a cheap shot if you're not taking any shots. So
yeah, I was going to say,
if you just stand there and get punched, then you're guaranteed not to deliver any cheap shots whatsoever.
He is just a punching bag, isn't he, for Rocky? Okay. All right. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Again, check out Michael from the Screen Nerds podcast. And I did listen to some of his episodes. Michael, I did it. Good stuff. Good coverage. Okay. All right. Here we go for trivia. You ready?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay. 21. It's question 21. Who says... I don't get. Sorry, I did the voice. Sorry. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay,
well, maybe
scratch that edit
somehow. Maybe it really was someone else.
Who says, I don't care what you're ranked. You don't deserve a shot, and I mean that. So my apologies.
Yeah, no, you could have done it.
I know.
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
I don't care what you're okay. 22.
Your impression's getting better of him, I think.
You can't say that. It makes me nervous. Don't comment on it. Say it's getting worse.
It's worse.
It's getting worse. All right. The picture of Rocky fighting against Creed in Mickey's room is from what fight?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I thought it was like there was multiple or both fights are in there, but it might not be him fighting Creed in both fights, but there's stuff from both fights in there.
Whatever it is, the answer is the answer according to Rocco, who wrote this book. So we're going to have to go with this.
Rocco is the law here.
He is the law. So whatever he picked, that's the answer. Okay. 23. Name all three things Paulie sells in Rocky's training hotel room or hotel lobby.
Come on, man.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What planet does Mickey say Clubber will deposit Rocky to? We commented on
good question.
Because, Katie, you actually said, I don't remember them saying that.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's not Pluto.
Yeah,
it's not Pluto.
It'll send you to Pluto, Rock.
Oh, man.
All right. The next one is play along at home, folks. I'd like to welcome everyone who's in our chat right now. We got Simon, Jared, and Tim, and somebody else who hasn't said hi yet.
Where's Pofflord, man?
It might be. Yeah, where is Louis? Man, he probably ended up in jail. Okay. Oh, yeah. How many title defenses did Rocky win? Those weren't title defenses. All right.
Setups? Nah, they were setups.
No, but remember what he's saying to Adrian later on the beach? Oh, title defenses. 26. What does Mickey call the training area? Oh, yeah. Again, we discussed this. Rocco was in our brain. What round does Rocky get knocked out? And
it's not the 17th.
No, it's not the 17th round. He went the distance with Clubber in the first fight. What year did Rocky 3 come out? What year was the film released?
Oh, I'm not 100% on this one. It's like I either have it or I'm a year off.
Oh, Luis got released.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's like on here this whole time.
Oh, right. He's just abnormally quiet.
All right. Whose corner does Apollo visit first when he comes up into the ring? Do me a favor.
Knock this bum out.
That's like an established procedure. Joe Frazier did the same thing. It was the same order.
And the last question. What color was Apollo's shirt during the first race at the beach?
Ooh. Oh, shoot.
Come on, Katie. You're the clothing guy.
No.
But you're so focused on his midriff that you're not even paying attention to the color.
I can picture his shorts in the day.
Well, I know where you're looking. I know where you're looking.
No. Freaking, this is going to bother me now. What color was his shirt? Wow. This one's hard for me. I'm going to lose big time today.
No, stop it. You're not going to lose. You're just like that girl who does the test in school. I did terrible. And she gets an A. You're like, shut up. I hate those people. I'm like I'm the kid in the hallway. No, I really did do badly. I didn't answer half the questions, so I know I failed. All right.
Let's see. I think I got 3 wrong.
All right, you're right, Tim. But remember, Tim, no answers until the trivia's over. But that's okay. We already answered. But
I got
right.
that one wrong.
Oh, Kyle's being honest. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have changed it, but I'm like, why would I do that? I'm only cheating
I believe
myself.
you. I believe you. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Film time. That's it. I think we're going to be able to get through a lot today, but it's a big one. So here we are, of course, the fight. Rocky's going to win. Let's do it.
Good evening, everyone. Along with Bill Baldwin, I'm Stu Nahan, and we welcome you to tonight's heavyweight title fight, which may prove to be the most.
Look at that lady.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. That lady in the hat kills me every time. This is definitely a crowd for the film. This is not a borrowed crowd.
I wonder if that's his aunt or something like that.
Green
Yeah.
hat.
Her eyes look covered almost.
And she's missing teeth.
They're not important ones, though. You
So
can get away with missing that tooth, especially back then. She's
wait.
having the time of her life, though.
Yeah, she is.
She's getting her money's worth out of this thing, even if the result doesn't go her way. She knows how to party down.
She's just into it. She's just pounding her fist.
Look at the girl behind to the left.
Oh, that's a fake
She
tan.
looks like less. Yeah, she has like the Donald Trump tan going
Yeah.
on. She looks less
Yeah, she-
enthusiastic, which maybe just be the particular instant that we paused. But this is weird. Do I need to be here? I'm like Granny here, who's just living her best life.
I love it. Yeah, she is really enthusiastic. But good catch, Katie. Thank you. Because every time I watch this film, my mind always go to the weird hat covering her eyes. It looks like she belongs to the 1950s. Like she was just like a 1940s or 50s. Yeah. So Tim, sorry. Yes, we're done. We're done.
Play
the
along,
trivia.
but don't provide the answers in the chat.
I should have said play along at home inside your brain.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. I did give Tim some shit in the comments, but
I-
true, Ryan, you weren't super clear there.
my apologies.
Proved to be the most memorable of all. For tonight is the champion's final and perhaps most difficult title defense.
Rocky, do you feel you're in the best shape of your career?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel real good.
He's a deadly weapon. He's one of a kind, and he's gonna do it.
Robert, do you think you're as fast?
Mickey doesn't believe what he's saying. He's just saying that to the camera. I'm pretty sure Mickey knows Rocky's going to lose this fight.
Do you really believe he thinks that though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knows Rocky hasn't trained hard.
Sure. Fair.
Okay, at the very least, the confidence that he's showing is not entirely genuine.
Yeah, he's speaking for the camera. He is the manager, so he's saying the right things. Yeah, we're ready. He's in top fighting shape. We've got this. And then we cut to Clubber in his locker room change area. Okay.
Dance for us? Did they say dance for us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like fighter.
Yeah, I know, but the way that it's shot, it looks like he's like a zoo animal
Yeah.
pacing in his cage.
Exactly. You took the
and
words
the-
right out of my mouth, Katie. Exactly. My point. Exactly.
He hasn't been tamed by the media yet, like Rocky has. Rocky's been in the zoo for a little longer, so he's cool with it now. But Clubber, he's just been plucked from the wild, and he's not used to this.
I told you better get out of here. I want to be alone. We're clever. Will you retire?
But you're right. The dance for us. It's an odd comment. Kyle, you're big into boxing. Just have you ever heard any reporter asking a boxer to do the jive dance, that kind of on their feet, like Rocky trains with Apollo?
The only thing I can think of is sometimes Ali would be encouraged to do the Ali shuffle or something like that. But like, I don't think anyone would ask George Foreman to dance.
Yeah.
It was just so stark because of the way that it was shot, and it's just performed for us, circus
Yeah.
animal.
It's weird. So reporter number 3 says, will you retire after the fight? That's the retirement, the constant discussion of retirement. I love it throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
It's interesting too because the Clubber is one of those fighters that's not a showman. He's just there to fight and to win and to get the championship. Where a lot of boxers are like performers. They get off on the crowd's excitement for them. They're connected to the crowd. I don't think Clubber cares either way if the crowd's even there or not. I don't think he cares if they like him or dislike him. It doesn't really matter. Where Apollo was a big time performer. Not to say he's a bad fighter, just he likes the performance, he likes the media, he likes all that stuff. Clubber's not into that at all.
Oh, yeah, this is the last one for sure. After this, me and Mick are finished. This
For
One
sure.
of you's finished. He got half of that.
is definitely the last one.
I just love it. Are you convincing us, you, them, yourself? Yeah. No. Here we go with the Clubber. You're right there, Louise. Yo, parasites and leeches.
Yo, parasites and leeches, get out of here. What will you do after tonight?
I'm not sure. Maybe join a circus, huh, Mick?
Yeah, have some fun.
Come on, take your robe off.
Take your robe off. It's so weird. They're not asking Rocky to dance. They're not asking Rocky to take off his robe. It's just
Yeah, and it's not like the media was like this with the first two fights either,
Right.
with Rocky and Apollo. The they're taking some liberties here,
But
and
why
it's,
are they
I
taking
don't think
cheap shots?
Clubber is
Why are
out of
they taking
line.
cheap shots?
Clubber's getting violent later, of course, but telling them they're leeches, he's not wrong.
But the lights seem brighter in his locker room. They seem more aggressive in their questions. You're right, Katie. It's like we brought King Kong home.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the seventh wonder of the world that we have in this locker
And
room.
he keeps telling them to leave, and they're not taking any. They just come at him with more absurd questions.
And it's funny because the vibe of the next fight, Clubber's totally different with the media, and the media is different with him too.
Mm-hmm.
Good comment here by Simon. He says, I guess Clubber's a novelty fighting for the media, so they're pushing more for an angle. Yeah, they might be trying to get something out of him, and they will. I wish we got the news angle version of him hitting the cameras later, what we saw in the news. Tonight at 11 o'clock news, Clubber Lang assaults our cameraman or whatever.
What this reminds you of is the press conference in the second film where they asked Apollo if he has any clowning shots for them. And he's like, does this look like a circus to you, man?
Good point.
That's true. Yeah, circus talk. We got circus talk and zoo talk in the series. That's right. I just love how he just destroys their camera. Just destroys.
You know what? I never thought about
because he hits it with his wrist, the metal on his wrist. But yeah,
He warned him.
You don't want to like flat out punch it like that, or you'll damage your knuckles.
for sure.
Or using your wrist is probably pretty smart. I'm gonna give him points for that. It's funny. I always thought Clubber was an asshole for smashing those guys' equipment, but now that we've framed it differently, I'm like, he did warn them.
He warned them. He doesn't like them. They asked him to take off his robe twice and to dance. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't.
It's
feel bad at
true,
all.
but he does
Clever
have
put
some
him in
anger
check.
issues.
Yes.
He does have anger issues. All right, so now we got Stu Nahan or Bill Baldwin. I always forget who's who here.
Yeah, I know. See,
I can tell you which one is which. The
Oh,
one on the
please.
left is Bill Baldwin, and the one on the right is Stu Nahan.
yeah, you're right. Because I always think it's the opposite, and I always think the guy on the left is Stu, but he's not.
All right, so they got, of course, former champion here. This is the first shot of Carl Weathers in this film, other than the intro, of course, of the.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Thing is the former heavyweight champion of the world, Apollo Creed. Do you have any predictions on this fight? How do you see this fight going tonight?
I feel that strength would have to go to the challenger, while experience in the world's hardest head would have to go to Rocky Balboa. And you know I know about that.
Remember,
Now, I wonder when people were watching this for the first time, who maybe never, there had to be somebody who never saw a trailer. There just had to be somebody who saw this in the theaters, and probably, and even more recent viewers. Of course, there's more young viewers watching the films for the first time that have never seen the trailer for the films. I bet you when people saw, Apollo there for the first time, they probably had no idea. So when the reveal comes later of what his role is in this film, must have been very exciting. I know we're not going to talk about it today, but just that idea of, they probably thought it was going to be a cameo. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
He's there. But do you think anyone would have predicted what happens in this film if they never saw a trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer. I don't know what the trailer for Rocky
I
3 was.
guarantee you this shows them training together. There's just
Okay.
no way.
It better not be like the Rocky 1 trailer where you know everything that's
The
gonna
whole
happen.
movie.
Somebody in our chat right now just take a look at the trailer and let me know if by watching the trailer it's indicated that Apollo helps Rocky. It's too bad that it happens because watching for the first time, not knowing, that's a nice reveal when you hear of Apollo's, that's not how you do it, whatever he says.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been like, what the hell is he doing here? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Ryan, because so you're like, Rocky 1, obviously, Rocky 2, the sequel, that makes sense. What happens? And then they're like, the announcement that there's going to be a Rocky 3, and they're like, ooh, what's going to happen? How is that going to be different? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so the mix still giving us last minute stuff here. Now remember, Rock, don't trade with this guy.
Rock, don't trade with this guy. You take your time, wear him down, but don't stand toe to.
That's okay. Sorry, he goes, this punk's never been 15 rounds.
This punk's never been 15 rounds before. Take him good.
So that advice is what we talked about at the very beginning, that the possibility of Rocky winning his first fight, if Mickey was healthy and in the corner and Rocky wasn't afraid without Mickey and all that stuff, That is the goal. Now he doesn't do it. Kyle's right. He doesn't do it. He goes in hard, and we'll find out that he goes in hard and tries to go toe to toe with him, get him down easy. Mickey's right. The way to do it is to tire him out.
And that's essentially how he wins the second fight.
So we got people answering. Thank you so much. So Jared said, yeah, Apollo's involvement is definitely revealed in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
And Simon said the same thing. Apollo's all over
the original trailer. I suppose that's what gets people in the theater. They're like, oh, Apollo's back, but how's that going to work?
I guess. It just sucks that, again, I'm almost envious of these young kids nowadays who are watching these films for the first time, not seeing the trailer, and they get to see that reveal. There's people that are watching The Empire Strikes Back not knowing about Darth Vader's lineage to Luke. It's cool because it's so far gone that they're not even thinking about watching a trailer. They just watch the film.
Yeah.
But for the record, when I saw Empire in the theater, I went in blind. Never heard the spoiler. I got to experience it.
So I predicted the champ's going to take this.
Now, wait a minute. Do you really think the champ can hit that hard?
Why do you think I'm sitting out here with you?
See, Apollo agrees with me. Apollo, the champion, the ex-champion, he agrees with Ryan that Rocky should win this because he knows what Rocky can do damage-wise and how much punishment he can take. So he's thinking if all things are equal, if his manager isn't dying in the locker room or something like that, he's going to win. But that's a factor. Had the Stu Nahan said, or Bill Baldwin said, yeah, what happens if his trainer is in the locker room died? What do you think now?
That is further evidence to your point, though.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
I'm going to counter that. See, first I'll say Bill Baldwin and Stu Nahan are very skeptical that Rocky's going to win.
They were
the sports analysts. And I think Apollo's ego has a bit to play.
You're going to say that, yeah.
It's because there's a kernel of truth in there, isn't it? Because if Rocky sucks and gets knocked out by Apollo, gets knocked out by Clubber, what does that say about Apollo?
You're absolutely right about that. That's a very good point. That's a valid point. He can't say Clubber's going to win. You're right, because then he's saying that Clubber could beat him just a couple of years ago. And so Tim's saying again, the trailer. I saw the trailer actually starts with Apollo talking to Rocky at Mickey's gym. Oh my gosh!
Wow!
And he actually says, "When we fought, you had it goes through that whole speech. That's how the trailer starts. That's ridiculous."
It's going to have big letters. Apollo trains Rocky. Apollo trains Rocky.
Yeah.
Apollo trains Rocky.
Was I the Tiger the song in the trailer?
Probably. Can you imagine the trailer was like, when you lose in the first half hour, the only way to win is to get Apollo's your trainer. Like, okay, cool.
Oh, man.
I always thought this funny that his room is up or down the stairs. Like, it's odd. I always thought they should be on the main floor. I don't know why, but whatever. It might just be this facility.
Well, I think obviously it's for the movie, but they wouldn't have both fighters' entourages entering. This wouldn't happen.
This is poorly correlated. Somebody fire the staff. We've got both boxers walking out at the same time in front of us.
Yeah, Clubbers should be in the ring by the time Rocky's here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're making their way to the ring for their entrance. Yeah, somebody's timing was off. So he's going out to the ring first. Like he's getting there first. Now, maybe Clubbers is running late. Who knows? So now Clubber sees Rocky the champion getting ready for his entrance, but Clubber's coming down to do some more trash talk. And Katie, what do you notice here?
What do you mean?
Stairs.
No. Oh, I'm
Steps and stairs.
Yes, you're right. My head's not in the game, man.
Yeah, the stairs. Clubber's on he's on a higher.
Yeah,
he's on a higher position here on calling because before Rocky was on the stairs looking down at Clubber. Now Clubber's looking down at Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sucker! Bad boy, you bombed. You finished. You through. You washed up. I'm the baddest in the world. Don't so bad to me. What you say, paper champion?
He's so, my God.
I love how he whips out his robe to reveal his mohawk. What do you say, paper champion? At the same time, he reveals his badass mohawk.
What's the deal with the towels? With fight, like the towels always, with the robe.
Is that aesthetic, Kyle, or are they stopping sweat, or what are they doing here?
Yeah, I think you just need a towel anyway. I have no idea, to be completely honest.
But it's in all the fights. Rocky had it on in both his
different fighters are different. Some fighters come out without a towel. Mike Tyson was one of the few guys who never wore a robe into the ring. Mike Tyson always just wore like this. He wore this towel with a hole in it that he just draped over his body.
Oh, that's right.
And that was his intimidating persona. Like he just didn't give a
Yeah, just being Mike Tyson is intimidating enough. I don't think he needs more. I got to give everyone who ever fought Tyson in the ring, got to give them credit. Just Tyson in his prime. Just
Yeah.
to be able to say, yeah, I will stand in front of this guy when he throws punches. That's an amazing.
There's this one guy who fought Tyson, this Andrew Galata, this Polish guy, and he like quit during the fight.
Yeah.
It was his trainers were shitting all over him, and people were like throwing trash at him as he was leaving the fight.
Oh my god!
And then they found out he had like skull fractures.
Oh, jeez. That's
from the
like,
fight, from that
broken ribs
fight.
and
Oh my
shit, like,
god!
he probably would have died if he kept fighting, right? I feel so bad for that guy.
sure. Oh, that's terrible.
I'm gonna beat you like a dog you have.
Ooh, Katie, that's a terrible analogy.
I really do. It does bother me. All those beat a dead horse, beat you like a dog. We need to come up with a better way of saying these things. It really does bother me.
If you're gonna beat a horse, it should be dead horse rather than a live horse. Still,
You know what I mean? All of these sayings.
yeah. I understand.
Yeah, beat you like a dog. Oof. I know. I'm a dog lover too. That's not good. I agree. Mickey calls out. I knew he always said that, but boy, seeing it in a caption form throws me off. So he.
He called him an ape.
Okay, sorry.
He's not like he said the N-word hard.
No, I
R or
know, but
anything,
you couldn't. We'll just play it all the way through here. Sorry, it's really hard to get it.
Hey, sucker! Bad boy washed up. I'm the baddest in the world. It all so bad to me. What you say, paper champion? I'm gonna beat you like a dog you have.
All right. So yeah, Mickey calls him an ape. Now, Mickey is racist. Not the racist of he can't be around black people racist because he trains them. He's training Dipper. Like he's been around these fighters his whole career. He trains them and works with them, but he will use derogatory comments. He did it to Rocky, called him a dumb dago. Sweat that olive oil out of you. So he's not afraid to use whatever your racial background as a chirp or an insult. But to say that he doesn't like these races is different. He's using old school chirps for sure.
I'm gonna defend Mickey here. I'll first say that I think he is racist for sure. However, Clubber is out of control and unpredictable, and his actual behavior is more reminiscent of a zoo animal like gorilla or something like that, like how we were talking about him in the locker room. And that way he is an ape, but at the same time, you got to know better. You can't call people that, especially black people.
Yeah, I can see that point a little bit too, because he's get some decorum. This isn't how we act. You're acting like an animal, is what he's saying. So.
And Simon brings up a good point. He says Mickey he doesn't call him an ape. He says you fight like one.
Yeah.
That's kind of splitting hairs, though. I think it's a good point by Simon.
I am splitting hairs. I try to keep Rocky out of this racial mess. He's just a dumb dago. All right, Clubber continues. You made me wait. It's hard to hear this, but he goes, "You made me wait too long. You're going to pay." So he's actually yelling this at trainer Mickey. He's actually yelling this at Mickey. You're going to pay. It's true. Clubber comes down and Mickey is yelling, "Get him out of here! Can't you do that?" He's talking to security. Mickey, in all these years, he can't believe the security and the logistics of this operation is just horrible.
Okay, to be fair, I think Clubber would be very difficult to stop here. Mr. Tyson, when he found out he lost the second fight against Holyfield for biting the ear, he freaked. And there's this picture of 5 security guys near him, and they all look like they're about to shit their pants.
Yeah, obviously this is for the sake of the movie, but and it seems like they would just usher Rocky, like, come on, Rocky, let's go, forcibly usher him out of the way. But that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard too with Rocky. Like, these are huge guys. Like, it's hard to move someone who doesn't want to be moved if they're really strong like that. And Rocky's like, come on, mouth. Like, Rocky, it's not like Rocky's just, he also wants to mix it up with Clubber. I really would not want to be a security guy here.
No, but that's your job, right?
I know, but you're just some beer swilling average Joe, right?
Yeah.
You think you're going to move some guy who trains professionally like that? Like, you're not going to be able to do it. And you can't them up with a baton or something either because they have a fight to get into. So it's an unenviable job.
True.
And you can see a guy fall over. You can see some guy's foot in the air a few seconds before that.
Yeah.
I think someone tried to stop him and they just get bulldozed out of the way.
Simon brings up a question, and that's a good question regarding the cornerman or his entourage. He says he trains alone and he fights alone. Maybe, I think, if I was to guess, maybe Kyle, you can speak to this, is he might be legally obligated to bring people into his corner. He might have to have a cut man and stuff. Like I don't like he might train alone and stuff, but these might be hired hands just to work the corner. They don't interact with Clubber at all, really. Just think of Rocky in the first film, right? He was he had that guy giving him his mouth guard and what have you.
Yeah.
So he didn't work with Rocky, but they just might be hired to take care of the corner. What do you guys think?
I think your explanation's sound because it is in canon that Clubber says, I fight alone. So you have to take him at his word there. And you for sure have to have cornermen in there. You can't literally be alone. They wouldn't let you do that.
Right. Yeah.
However, the part I find weird is that the trainer seems to know Clubber. And the way he talks to him, and Clubber listens to him.
They work at the gym that Clubber trains at. Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. But they have some kind of rapport because this guy calls out Clubber in the second fight, like, you need to use your head. What the hell are you doing? To me, that doesn't seem like a hired guy so much. The hired guy would, like just having people change your mouthpiece out or give you some water or something. And Clubber doesn't seem to tell him to piss off or anything. So it is odd.
So we got Mickey signed up against the stair rail, holding his heart, and Clubber yelling, "You know who I am? You know who I am." Yes, Clubber, we're aware of who's on the bill. We got to give full credit to, of course, to Mr. T and his acting, but to the Clubber character that was written by Sly to have a complete antagonist. We have somebody that the whole audience could be, holy crap, shut this guy's trap.
Yeah, like even though Clubber was right about some stuff in the film, his personality is just so over the top, and he's so aggressive. He reminds me of someone who's taken like too much testosterone or something like that. Like,
Right.
Steroids, perhaps. He is the first villain. Also, I need for Adrian to not wear that techie fur coat.
Oh, wait, you don't like it? What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Okay. You don't like the color?
Maybe it's faux fur, even though that's very unlikely.
Yeah.
Would you be happier if it was from a different animal or is the...
From an ape?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Of course, he's yelling, "You're dead meat. You're dead meat. Let me go." He's continuing. But what I love about the scene, which is really sweet and heartbreaking, of course, out of all this chaos of the testosterone that we talked about, Adrian is aware of Mickey. She's the one that recognizes the real issue here. I do love how it's her scream or her voice that draws Rocky out of. He's got his laser. Understandably, he's focused on the guy yelling at him, threatening him. And then he runs over to Mick, of course, and says, "What's the matter, Mick?"
Hey, that was good.
Thank you.
It was pretty good.
What's wrong? Adrian, get a doctor! Somebody get a doctor! Come on!
This will be an issue later on, but this ring that has two fighters that are going to beat each other's heads in, no one's around that's a medic, apparently. First aid is just not a thing here. Like,
they're probably chill because the fight hasn't started yet. They're like, what could happen?
Yeah.
This is
And
the
then
first
wait,
station.
something's happening before the fight?
I know.
Like they're probably out having a smoke or something like that.
Those reporters. So, would that really be a thing? I don't know. Would they still be
Yeah.
yelling? Do you think so?
Oh, they're like the paparazzi, these reporters. But
These
yeah.
ones in the film are, but in real life, I think I think they're a little bit better now about chasing a sick man into the locker room. I don't know.
I think
Maybe
if a guy's trainer had a heart attack, that's a big story. As a reporter, I for sure would want to get a piece of that.
I guess so.
Also, it's 1982.
Yeah, I recognize it too, but yeah. But that's just showing the chaos of the situation. These reporters are having a field day. A dying trainer, a caged animal boxer, a fight in the stairwell. Boy, their news channels are going to be popping today. Their Twitter feed is going to be.
This is like boxing meets the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so they're bringing Mick in to get him some rest and water and respite.
Come on, Mick. Will you sit on the table? Mick, come on, just take a deep breath. Boy, tell the fights off.
So Rocky, okay, see, this is an indication about his head's not Mickey's not even dead yet. Mickey's not feeling well. So it shows Rocky's love of Mickey, but the first thought he has is, stop, my trainer can't be in the corner. This fight's off. I am not fighting without Mickey. And we're going to see what comes up here where Mickey basically not slaps him physically, but it knocks some sense into him. It's an interesting exchange we'll get to, but before we get to it, Kyle, you're about to say something.
I think that's what would happen if someone's trainer had a heart attack.
Probably, but that's right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Rocky right away. It's right away. The first thought he has is the fight's off.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know how serious it is yet. Mickey's just, I just need to catch my breath. And Rocky's like, F that, the fight's off.
Yeah. So it's a good combination of his care for Mickey. He senses something was really going on here, and also where he stands as a fighter in the ring. That even Paulie can't be in the corner, or the cut man who have boxing experience.
Do you think maybe Rocky's a little intimidated by Clubber at this point, and with Mickey in this situation?
It's probably not
deep down,
helping.
This is a good excuse to get out of this.
Yeah, he might be feeling that fear right now. I mean, Clubber's an intimidating. Look, let's be honest. Obviously, this is a movie. We're watching it. We're safely behind our screens. But if I was really there and I had Clubber in that anger, I don't know if
scared.
I would have want him yelling at me like that. And the only thing stopping him from punching me are 20 guys. And I got to face him in the ring alone. Yeah.
No, the fight's not a buddy out of your mind or something. The fight's on, you crazy.
Nick, we can't. Not tonight. I ain't fighting.
Yes, so tonight we're gonna fight. Just let me get my breath. Can I get my breath? Is that against the rules or something?
Nick, will you please get a doctor, boy? Go on. He's on his way. Nick.
This is really good acting. And I think this movie is really unfairly, because of the wrestling match and all that other stuff or whatever, Eye of the Tiger, the short shorts and all these things. This sequence here, Rocky and Mickey, their last moments together on screen,
Oh my God,
is really some of the best acting of the whole series. Mickey just saying that there, or Burgess Meredith, but when I'm saying their characters, I'm referring to obviously the actors playing them. When he says, I catch my breath, is that against the rules or something? I just love the way he does that. And like the fight's still on. Then he gets so angry at Rocky here. Like this, angry is not the right word, but very passionate about, I can't believe I've done all this stuff and you can't go out there and do this on your own type thing. So it's not really Mickey's fault per se, but he kind of pushes Rocky out the door. So thoughts, guys, why does Mickey push Rocky out to fight? Why does Mickey do that? Why doesn't Mickey say, you're right, I am not feeling well, I can't go out there with you, let's call the fight off, that's reasonable? Why does Mickey not let that happen?
It's probably embarrassing a little bit. He doesn't want to be the reason that this fight doesn't happen.
Old man, like, I'm not sick, I never go to the hospital. Yeah. Okay.
Mickey didn't want this to happen, but knows it's going to happen. I still am in the camp that Mickey doesn't think Rocky's going to win. And I think
at this point, he knows he's not going to the ring, though. So what's Mickey's reason now to force Rocky out?
Mickey wants Rocky to just get it over with. Mickey knows that whether he's there or not, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
the end result
the slaughter. So it's almost fine. He doesn't want to drag it out anymore. I don't want to postpone the 6 months or 5 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, that's fair. Pragmatically speaking, let's just get this over with.
Okay, so when Mickey's dying on the table after the fight, and Rocky's face is all effed up, and Rocky lies and says he won.
He doesn't lie. Remember?
Oh, Rocky. No, I think he does because
it's unsaid. He says
Rocky
it's a knockout.
KO in the second. And then Mickey's good.
Yeah. It's a lie because it's a lie of omission, meaning he didn't correct Mickey's misunderstanding.
Yeah, and I think Mickey knows Rocky didn't knock Clubber out.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation. You know what? We might not be able to, you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to get this too much conversation because we're already conversing about that because that's a huge.
But we're
gonna have a debate about that one. So
I know Mickey was just glad it was over, is what I'm saying.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, we might just end with him losing. I think that's where we'll end today because that discussion point, because I don't want to rush
it. Yeah,
it is big because I think we're going to be in a healthy way, but which is good. That's why we're on the show. I think we might debate who knows what, who's tricking who. Okay. All right.
I can't go out there and fight like this. I can't go out there like this.
Get out.
See, he says it right there. Rocky already knows.
This is like the third time he said.
That's right. He's saying, he calls out the fight. I can't go out there like this. Rocky doesn't think Mickey's dying. He just sees that he's in pain and he's hurt, and his head is already not screwed on. It's already that, I hate to say fragile, but it's a little fragile. I can't go out there knowing you're even in pain. I can't do it. That's how much he relies on Mickey. I stand by the fact that Mickey was healthy, different ball game.
Same.
Yeah, get going with you. Take him good. Get it over with, why don't you?
Kyle, what would you do if you were Rocky? Would you go out and fight or would you call it off?
Honestly, I'd call it off because I'd probably be scared.
Yes, I think I would too.
If you have to do something you don't really want to do and any little thing gets in the way of it, like, say you're supposed to go to the gym or something like that, and then some little thing comes up, you're like, I guess I can't go.
Yeah.
I think
it's a welcome excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan, would you go out or not if you're Rocky?
Would I Ryan in his position? Probably not. I think I operate a lot like Rocky in that I do not that I rely on people, but I would definitely see myself really needing my support in the corner. I would have a hard time. I'd be scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be very nervous. I run on anxiety in general, so this would not help my anxiety at all. Did we talk about what Louis' comment was here regarding Mickey? He says that the combination of stubbornness and trying to motivate Rocky to summon his extra gear to take on Clubber. Yeah, that's from Louise. And Simon said, Mickey thinking Rocky made his bed, he needs to sleep in it. Ooh, tough love.
Ooh, that's
I think so.
interesting.
Well,
That's
Mickey
interesting.
says, "Get it over with." Take them,
Yeah,
get it
he did
over
say
with.
that.
I really think Mickey knows what's going down.
Okay.
He's like, just do it. Then you could retire, and then this bullshit is over. Like this, let's not drag this out.
Now, I love this next scene, so I'm not going to interrupt it because I want to talk about it after it happens. So I don't want to piecemeal it too much, especially because we're not doing the big scene at the end. Because this is really, again, good acting by Sly and Mickey. It's just amazing because Rocky is looking so scared and panicky here. He's like legit in panic mode. Now he's looking to his wife. What do I do? What do I do? And then Mickey's response to him asking Adrian what to do in the situation is really good.
Adrian, what am I supposed to do?
What the hell you mean? What are you supposed to do? After all these years together, you don't know what to do. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now get out there and do it.
He's like about to cry.
Yeah.
You're the best.
That's what I mean. After that, would you still call it off, you guys?
Maybe after that kind of talk, maybe
Yeah.
not, because this is my father figure saying no. How could you say after everything I've done for you, you don't know what to do? Like basically saying, you know how to ride a bike. I've taught you how to ride a bike. No, I'm not going to. You got to go do this on your own. You know how to do it. You know how to be a boxer. I can't teach you any more about boxing. But I just love how he turns to Adrian before she can even answer. And her face was really quickly by Talia Shire, but her face was like, I don't know, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do in this. This is too much. And Mickey jumps in, saves Adrian. Just jumps in.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see Rocky maybe being in a little bit. If I was Rocky, maybe being in a little bit of denial. Okay, I'm gonna go out, and maybe the first round or two, Mickey won't be there, but then Mickey will catch his breath, and the doctor will help him, and then Mickey will be there for me in the later rounds when I need him. Type of thing.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he's coming out later. That could be in his head. Like maybe he's, you're right. Catches his breath. He's there in the second round. That's possible. Because I think, you know what, Kyle, you're actually right. Because I think Rocky actually asks, "Where's Mick? Where's Mick?" Maybe he thinks Mick is coming. He doesn't think Mick isn't coming. That's right. Okay.
But do you guys think in this moment right now, I think Mickey knows it's bad. He's putting on a show here for Rocky. And the second that Rocky leaves, I think Mickey knows this is not good. He might die.
Sometimes people know they're going to die.
Yeah.
Sometimes your instincts kick in and this is it. Because you have a lot of people that say their last words to someone because they know what's coming. And I think Mickey knows.
Adrian, take care of him.
That scene there of Adrian holding Mickey is really a good shot. I meant to pause it, but where she's just cradling Mickey's back as to Rocky, it's a good shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the feature event for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. And fans with us tonight, truly one of the fistic greats. He's coming up from ringside, the master of disaster, the king of sting, the one and only Apollo Creed.
Fistic greats? Is fistic a word?
I never caught that before.
I don't think so. Maybe it is. If you want to sound fancy, you'd say like the pugilistic greats or something like that. But fistic is a weird. I guess I'll Google it. Let's see if fistic is a word.
That ring is pretty sweet, though.
Has there ever been a fight where Muhammad Ali's symbol was in the ring, or Tyson's symbol was in the ring? Has that ever been done where it's like home court advantage? That's Rocky's colors in the ring. I know this is Philly. He's fighting in Philly.
Is this Philly? I thought this was New York.
Was this not Philly?
They're at Madison Square Garden.
Are they at MSG? Okay, my apologies.
Are they? I don't know. Do they? I don't think they say.
I swear this is in New York, but I'm not.
Because a better podcast. Would know this.
I'm not sure they specify where.
The Rocky Files would know this. They would.
Yeah,
know
that's
this.
true.
Yeah.
But I just love it. I love the.
It looks great.
Symbol,
I'm not being critical.
Colors.
But
Okay,
why?
so the final fight's Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
Um,
not this. Maybe this is Philly. Everybody's really into Rocky, but he's also the champ. This is his retirement fight. He's going out like he had
Good
the house,
point, Katie. Good
the
point.
House
This
of Bill
could be-
Repute.
yeah.
This is he's
That's
going
good.
out in style. No, you should go out in one piece.
Yeah. That's a great. I like it. That actually helps me a little bit because he's done everything so fancy. So it's Rocky put this ring together.
Yeah.
This was his going out in style. Okay. I like it. That makes way more sense. Now it's not so meta because I was doing it as again, this is the studio, this was made for the audience, us to see. But you're right. I like that. This is Rock himself putting this ring together. Okay, cool. Thanks, Katie. I never thought of it that way before. Here's a trivia question. Where does Apollo go first? What corner?
Clubbers.
Yeah.
He's just so.
Explain for our listeners, Katie, because our listeners don't know what just happened there. They should know, but
So Apollo goes to shake his hand, and Clubber knocks him out of the way. Get out of my face.
get out of my face, he says. As he knocks his hand. That's really brutal. That's a complete, not just disrespectful just to a fellow human who's shaking your hand.
Why is he so antagonistic?
Yeah, it'd be really rude to not shake someone. Like, it's really rude if someone extends their hand to you and you don't shake it. Like, that's automatic antagonism and disrespect. But, like, swatting it away is taking it way above that. Like, that's unheard of. That's basically, let's fight.
But yeah, I think you guys have good points. He needs to be this way for us to dislike him.
Right.
Also, there has to give Clubber a motivation, I think, to train Rocky to go against Clubber. Yeah, because otherwise it's like we get the impression that Apollo doesn't really like Rocky that much from the second film, right? He's more gracious to Rocky after he loses, handing him the belt and stuff. But it's not like they're bros after that. And so something has to bring Rocky and Apollo together, and like a mutual dislike of Clubber Lang would
Good
do
point.
it. So Clubber has to be a dick to him here. There's no other way around it.
Also, Apollo fills out a suit very nicely. He looks really
great.
nice.
Oh, we know under that suit he still looks like he's still got incredible.
yeah.
Like his physique, even Rocky IV's physique is. Yeah.
I want to have Kyle's unqualified psychology time, where I'm going to give my psychoanalysis of Clubber.
Oh boy, this ought to be good.
I think Clubber has probably experienced a lot of trauma in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he's probably grown up super poor and is probably from a broken home or some other type of situation where he's frustrated with the world. And there's the adage that hurt people. I think the Clubber's lashing out is really a reflection of his own inner turmoil and frustration with life.
I fully agree. However, Rocky had a really rough upbringing as well, and he is not a dick.
Yeah, because it's a nature versus nurture debate, and I think they're not like binary. I think if it's a bit in your nature, plus you're put in that situation, you end up like Clubber. But you're not guaranteed to become like Clubber just because you're in that situation.
Face. Don't need nothing you got no more. Don't need no hair's been messing up my corner. And you better get that bad look off your face before I knock it off.
Boys, what everything. Get this has-been out of my corner. I don't need nothing from you. Wow, and better get that look off your face before I knock it off. Wow, just everything he can think. He wants to fight Apollo right now. He would fight Apollo right now if he was allowed to.
I think he'd fight anybody.
Well, and look at Apollo's face.
Oh yeah.
He's what are you?
It's a nice mix of both anger and bewilderment.
Yeah. It's for sure.
But and then he continues to, come on, you want to jump? Come on. So he says, please punch
Could you
me.
imagine this fight if Apollo just lost it and punched Clubber barefisted right in the face?
Absolute pandemonium in the ring.
Yeah.
Rocky be like, man, I'm glad the fight's over because of this. Like, I got out of this one.
But Apollo's a consummate professional. Like he's given him the dead eye, like the stink eye or death eye, but he's been in this business too long. It's probably also not the first trash talk he's received in his
That's
career.
true.
And this is good real life tips. Especially if you're a guy, you will run into some dick who wants to fight you in real life or says something like that to you, and then be the better man and just play it cool and walk away. You're not a chicken for walking away. It just means you're disciplined.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's jump. Come on. Come on, Creed. Come on.
Challenging.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
I love in the background you could hear Stu Nahan as he's challenging him.
You're gonna get a 2-for-1 fight today. Yeah, go ahead.
No, Luis pointed out that he also loves the dialogue, Clubber's dialogue. I do too. But the way he speaks, I feel like I'm constantly bringing it up, but it's so specific. Come on, Creed.
Come on,
like,
Creed.
Yeah,
clip of
Clubber
his,
has a way with words.
yeah.
I want to point out too on the back of Clubber's trainers, it says the South Side Slugger.
Yep.
Mhm.
The South Side of Chicago is an extremely dangerous place,
Mhm.
and I believe Mr. T is actually from there.
Oh,
Oh,
Mr.
that
T
makes sense.
Mr. T grew up in the projects in Chicago and talked about getting in fights and getting beat up
Mhm.
and getting beatings all the time. So it just reinforces that Clubber comes from a pretty rough neighborhood. The south side of Chicago would make the area of Philly that Rocky comes from look pretty tame.
Yeah.
for sure.
Is anybody like the rapper Lloyd or like R&B? I love him, but he has a song called Southside and he's from Chicago. Yeah. I think actually Barack Obama's from there too.
Barack Obama's from Hawaii.
I thought he was.
But then he moved to Chicago.
Oh, shut it, Ryan.
What was I gonna say?
I have a feeling I knew what you were going to say.
How dare you?
Mhm.
No, I'm really happy for him and Michael. They have a good marriage.
Stop. They do.
I know. They're very sweet with each other. It's not.
I love Barack Obama.
I do. I do too. I have no problem with them.
I'm just saying that to piss off
Oh, yeah, oh sure.
listeners and people.
There are people.
I-
We made some Trump jokes. They stopped
Oh,
listening
God.
to us. We won't say any names, but I think they're still listening. I'm not sure. I never know anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I appreciate it's especially awesome when you guys say stuff because you're Canadian, so you're allowed. We all
I
are,
just-
but yeah.
I have no. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Give everybody a present and drop this jump, all right? All right, good luck to you.
Okay, I want to point something out.
Please. That's why we're here.
Carl Weathers is like 6'2", and Rocky isn't. Rocky must be standing on a stool or something. They look like pretty close in height.
Sure.
Maybe it's his hair puff. I don't know.
I think it's clear that he's taller.
It is pretty clear. I think.
It
so.
is, but
I
it
think
seems
so,
like the
too.
difference isn't as stark.
Rocky's on his tippy toes.
Yeah.
So Paula comes over. Doesn't he say, "Hey, Rocky, how you doing?" Because I think he's so mad right now. The only thing he can get out to Rocky is just drop that jump. And I like how Paula's like, "Oh, I dig it. I like this Apollo. I like this angry, revengeful Apollo."
He's got
And-
the
and I-
merch hat on too.
He does have the merch hat on. Yeah.
I presume this is the first time that Rocky and Apollo have spoken in 3 years.
It might be, but you could also assume. I wondered that too. We'll get to that when we discuss, of course, their future business plan, because it seems odd that Rocky came around not so easily, but easily. They might have had some relation, just being in the industry together, maybe. So at least a cordial one.
Rocky is a really forgiving person, though.
It's true.
People treat Rocky like shit all the time, and then he's nice to them later.
That's true.
Except for the guy in the car, Buddy. He never warmed up to Buddy.
Yeah, there's two guys he doesn't like in the series: Buddy and the guy that chirps at him outside of the restaurant in Part 6. But
Yeah, that's right. He'd probably be nice to that guy later on, though.
All right, fans, here we go. Presenting to you on my left, out of the blue corner, hailing from Chicago, weighing in at an even 235 pounds, the world's #1 challenger.
so I love this. So a Clubber, of course, is just ramped up, and Rocky's looking around again. Great acting by Sly, because he's just looking around. You could just—he's not there. He's just not. He's not. His head is not there at all. He's barely looking at Clubber. He's just kind of looking around the ring. When's Mickey going to show up? His head is not on.
Yeah. So even the people in this debate who think that, like such as myself, who think that Rocky would have lost either way, will concede that Rocky lost a lot faster than he otherwise would.
No.
The
Wonder how Mick's doing.
undefeated
See, I wonder how Mick's doing. All right.
Clubber Lang.
I'm the best.
You and Clubber exchanged words up there. Any comment?
I love it. Any comment?
I have no comments.
His opponent in the opposite corner.
I love that. I don't know. It's good. That's a good question. I'm impressed they asked it, because nowadays people are so afraid to challenge anyone. The fact that they even asked that question was good on them for asking. 34-pound difference. That's a large margin. Is that just barely within?
Yeah, Rocky barely qualifies as a heavyweight. If he was
right,
there's a weird thing, and I'd have to go into the history of boxing. So I don't know if in this era it was different, but you generally have to be 200 plus to be a heavyweight. But in the very first film, Rocky supposedly came in at 195.
The heavyweight, the weight threshold must have been lower back in the day.
Yeah,
it could be. And then even like this Foreman versus Ali, Foreman's known as being a big guy. Foreman was only 2-3 pounds. Now Foreman, they're about the same height.
Oh, really?
They're about the same size. Foreman is just, even if you're the same weight and stuff, some
bone
people are just really powerful.
Yeah,
Foreman just had a more powerful punch than Ali had, but Ali was a lot faster and more agile too. But a 35-pound weight difference is a really substantial margin. And Clubber's not slow.
Nope.
Good point.
That's why he said don't go toe to toe with this guy. Don't sit there and take his punches. Wear him out. Yeah.
Isn't there like a 60-pound difference in 4? Isn't Drago supposed to be like 260?
Despite that, whatever he hits, he destroys.
They never say how much Rocky weighs in 4. And I even had a guy I know who speaks Russian translate the fight, what the commentator said, and he didn't have weight for either people.
We could assume he's approximately 200 pounds, though.
Yes and no, because Rocky seems a lot heavier in 4 than he does in 3.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. He seems like his muscles are a lot bigger. He seems like beefier in 4 than 3. But I give you that, though, that there's no way he's... I would say there's no way he's above like 210 in Rocky 4, for example.
Yeah. So it's still like a 50-pound difference. It's significant.
He dead. What's that?
Usually they like put their arms up or something like that. He's just like...
He looks down.
Yeah,
like...
he looks so sad here.
Yeah,
it's like absurd. Like I find absurd things to be funny.
Oh, it is absurd. But, he's just not into it at all. But he looks great. Of course, Sly looks great still.
Sure.
This lady's holding a sign. Do it, Rock. There you go.
Always heard that.
But I love how Paul here is even still. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
Okay, look at Apollo here, and he's looking at Rocky. I wonder, like, if Apollo right here is just really jealous of Rocky with everyone cheering his name and Rocky being in the ring again.
He talks about in part 4.
He totally is.
Yeah. This look here, I think Rocky's got it. It looks great. This will be his 11th defense or whatever. I think Paul's still feeling he's missing the cues. He doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, this right here. This is a terrible scene. So that fur coat came in handy, though.
It's a pillow for Mickey now.
It's a great pillow for Mickey. You have to give a little bit of credit to the fur. It's get a comfortable.
Poor Katie. I'm so sorry, Katie.
that animal did not die in vain. It's given a comfortable.
That's actually about 20 animals, but okay.
Poor Katie. So when your wife's super pissed off at you and you're trying to explain yourself, but it's like not happening.
Just say, Katie, that animal family's waiting in heaven for Mickey.
So Adrian is like this kind of a weird, I don't know. She's holding him like a child.
It's odd because obviously Mickey's in pain. We can assume that the ambulance has probably been called, so they're en route. The ambulance is en route because they're there when the fight is over.
Some medical staff there because it's a fight. You think, though, at least one of those guys, like there should be a ring doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know. There should be a
ring doctor would at least show up and see what's happening, like anything.
But you could argue again that was done off screen
in the locker room and forgot about it.
Yeah, it's an odd ending. Yeah, we'll get into the details of his past next episode. Like what the medical staff or how they handled it medically seems odd.
Now to give instructions in the middle of the ring, your referee Marty Denkin.
Okay,
Rocky.
I learned this the other day. This guy is also the referee in Rocky IV in the Soviet Union.
This Marty Denkin?
Yeah, he's obviously a different character. They don't
Oh,
bring Marty Dankenlever. He's like some Russian guy. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same fella.
good tidbit.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
You know the rules. I want a good, clean fight. When I tell you to break, I want you to step back up my command and break. Now go back to the corner and come out fighting at the bell.
Dead meat.
This is not going to be a fight of finesse.
I'm
These
gonna
are two
say
guys.
Clubber Lang's beard grooming is on point. It's a
got the-
very well maintained beard. The line at the top is like looking awesome. It looks very consistent. It's very well trimmed. For a rough guy from Chicago, he cares about his appearance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I don't want to rush this, and I think next episode is just enough for the two topics: the fight, because it's very quick, it's 2 minutes, and then of course the aftermath. So I think that'll be a good episode next episode. So we're gonna stop it here because we have to do the trivia answers, and yes, if you're playing along at home like Tim was, let's see who got 10 out of 10 or otherwise. You ready? Kyle's already got 9 out of 10, right?
Yes, I'm like in my mind, I'm like it's 81 or 82, and for some reason I went with 81. And I'm like,
okay,
it felt wrong though.
There were a few that I guessed at. It was like one.
I
or the other.
honestly
Yeah.
did not guess at anything, and I'm not just saying that. I'm feeling
Oh,
very
goodness.
confident about this
Okay.
one. Yes.
All right.
I'm curious if you get 13 right or 23.
All right. Who says I don't care about what you ranked? Of course, that's old Mickey.
Oh, that was Adrian that said that.
Yeah. Then you got 2 wrong. I know. I'm playing for blood, guys. No fooling around. Okay.
Yeah.
The picture of Rocky fighting against Creed in Mickey's room is from what fight? Does anyone want to take this one?
I thought
I said
the
it was-
first fight.
I said
But-
the second fight.
I
I
said
don't
the
know.
first. I guessed the first fight.
I said the first fight, but it felt wrong. There is stuff from the first fight, I thought. But
Oh,
not
I'm wrong.
sure.
I'm wrong. Yeah, I was too
Oh.
confident. According to Rocco, it's the first fight.
Oh, score. Okay, correct.
Yeah, good job. Ah, darn it. I swear I saw a belt or something.
Yes, this is why I said this. There's a picture of him holding up the belt like this.
That's what was in my mind. That's the one that was behind him when they're sitting. So maybe he's saying
but
the
it's like-
fight. Maybe he's saying technically one picture is a fight.
Yes,
the other
that's,
one
I
is.
think that's what he was saying. That's
okay.
what I was unsure about.
Fair enough. The wording wasn't great, but it's Rocco's call. So he's saying there's a picture of them fighting, and there's a picture of a celebration, which gives it
Mhm.
away, of course. But okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Ah, darn it. Fair enough. All right. Name all 3 things that Paulie sells in Rocky's training room: the hats, the pins, and the punching doll thing, the blow up doll.
No, robes.
Oh.
I put hats, shirts, and pins. Oh no, he said get your
So
Rocky
the- so
robe.
It's hats and those buttons and robes. I
Yeah.
feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So they didn't sell the kick it, you can bunch it, you can beat it. It's not his answer. He said rose, buttons, and hats, but
It's because that's what the merch that Polly was hawking. Some other booth
boy.
had the other
I was
stuff.
feeling so strong about this one, guys, and that looks like I'm losing again.
Yeah,
This is a bad season
specifically
for me.
Polly was hawking those
No,
3
yeah.
items.
No, you're right. What planet does Mickey say Clubber will deposit Rocky? Now, I know this answer, so I'm going to give it to you, Katie. Which one did you say?
I guessed Jupiter.
Ah!
Finally,
Sorry.
Katie gets one. Finally, Katie, boy. Okay.
And I don't know because I feel like Mars is too common for whatever. Anyway,
That's fine. No, you're
Apollo's strong.
the reasoning is sound.
Jupiter's strong. He's only Mars strong.
Let's try. He's only more
Mhm.
strong. How many title defenses did Rocky win?
10.
Yeah. What does Mickey call the training area?
House of Ill Repute.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I will go with that as well. That's what I put as well. But Rocco says this. There's 2 things. What else did he call it? Do you remember? There's 2.
Creep joint or
That's
something
right.
like that.
That's right. Yeah, he calls
Yeah.
it both. Yeah. In the same sentence. Yeah. Okay. What round does Rocky get knocked out in?
Second.
It's also
that
the
one.
round he knocks Spider Rico out in.
That's right.
Did you win? Yeah, KO in the second.
What?
And then that's what he
Oh,
says to Mickey right before he dies. KO in the second.
That's right. It's this repeat of the
It
Rico,
rhymes.
Spider Rico. What year did Rocky 3 come out?
82.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And whose corner did Apollo visit first? Yeah, we all got that one, I think. Clubbers. And lastly, what color was Apollo's shirt, Katie?
I put blue.
It is blue. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I put red.
Yeah.
I almost thought green, but it's a different scene that he has the green shorts.
Why I remember the blue, I don't know, but I remember that crop top very well being blue.
Yeah.
And what was your score?
8 out of 10. I got 2 wrong.
Katie, what was your score?
9. I guessed well on one of them. Yeah.
She's killing it in this game of trivia. You can't get. I gotta get like perfect scores. The rest of the. It's okay. It's okay. I'm playing for fun. I've decided since I'm losing, I'm playing for fun.
You know what? Ryan's honesty, because he has the answers. He could fudge it a bit.
Yeah, and I try so hard, and I don't have a piece of paper that covers the answer. I got to think of a better system, but I don't know if I can. But anyways,
okay.
All right. Thanks everyone who watched us live. We had a few people hopping in now. It was nice to see. But
the most diverse group, I think.
Simon, we had Tim, Simon, Louise. Who am I missing? Jared for a bit there. I think Jared bowed out. I don't think he stuck around for the whole thing. He listens to it on the audio feed, so that's totally fine. But I think he wanted to come and say hi. I think he just wanted me to plug his show, so I was happy to do that for him.
Well, maybe he was upset because you keep effing it up on purpose.
How dare you say that I did it on purpose? Okay, let me just try one more time. Okay. Okay, hyper podcasting in the 25th galaxy, correct?
Just read it off the dummy card, Ryan.
Dummy cards.
Yeah, you're being rude. All right, we love Jared so much. He's so good. He's such a good podcaster. All right.
Kind of heart like we have.
That's true. That's true. So I taught Jared everything, but I can't give him my heart. You know?
Exactly.
I love him. Okay, with that, guys, the episode is over.
I did not hear no bells, sir.